Hi, welcome to Community Forum. My name is Michael Hammond. Roger Kabler is our guest today, and he is headlining the annual Stoughton Chamber of Commerce Christmas party on December 9th. He's been touring the country with his show, Being Robin, and is making a movie of the same name. He has been seen on The Tonight Show and was a regular on the final incarnation of The Carol Burnett Show. Welcome, Roger, to the show.
Thank you, Michael. It's nice to see you.
Very nice to have you. So you created a tribute show about Robin Williams.
I did, yeah. It was, I've been an impressionist since I was a little kid. I used to follow my mom around the house as Columbo and drive her crazy. Mommy, can I ask you something? I'm sorry. I know you're busy. Is that your underwear? Would you leave me alone? And then, when I was 17, Mork and Mindy came out, and I was like, that guy is me. He took my act. If I had an act, that would have been it.
Yeah.
But then I've been doing impressions for most of my life, and Robin was one of the main ones. But so when he passed, something in me kind of, maybe the part of me that's Robin, that's so, I have a lot of empathy. And that's where impressionism begins. It's understanding and feeling that person's feeling. So something said, let's go back to work,
Yeah.
So I did. I started writing with him in his style and creating a tribute that would be like going to a taping of an HBO special that you could sit in the audience and feel Robin. Feel it, yes, come on now. There it is. Oh no, don't get me started. Oh, thank you. All right, we're done now. Look, a squid. Okay. What was the question?
So you've been impersonating Robin since you saw Mork and Mindy?
Since I saw Mork and Mindy, and something about Robin kind of got into me. Like, I really identified with him in so many ways, and so many, like the sort of spontaneity of it. I get really high from just making people laugh and finding the creative moments of improvisation. And then, are we in LA?
It wasn't an airplane.
I gotta go.
It was the heating system.
Yeah, and then, I felt myself talking like that sometimes, and I was trying to, I was terribly shy and trying to, would you like to go on a date with me? Okay. And I just found myself feeling like that. It was weird.
Yeah, that must have made people laugh their heads off when they saw that.
And they were laughing at me too, as it turns out. No, but they weren't laughing with me. They were just, it's like, that guy acts like Robin Williams. And there was a lot of similar references, and at one point somebody said, you need to stop doing Robin Williams.
Yeah. It's
so
incredible too, because that's not all you do. Obviously, I've seen you snap into Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Peter Falk, and Robin Williams in the span of about 5 minutes. So.
And that's right. And we met 5 minutes ago, and here we are. Hoo-ah! Ha!
That's impressive.
Yeah.
So, where did you first actually get a job performing as Robin Williams? How did that come about?
Well, let me tell you something. It's not easy, because I just saw The Irishman, so all these other characters are, percolating. Michael, I'm sorry. It's community access. I started doing Robin at the Bella Costa in Framingham. That was the first place. And that's an Italian restaurant. So what I realized that people were still eating while I'm doing my act. And, Robin's act was a little bit blue, so every so often I'd say something a little off color and go, I'm sorry, lady, are you still trying to eat? Check, please. And, it didn't really go with the dinner. Oh, calamari, yay. So I started doing non-food venues like theaters and casinos where you didn't have to eat and try to watch the show at the same time.
That's a good idea. So this evolved eventually into a film that you're making called Being Robin.
Yeah, the film's called Being Robin. I sometimes call the show The Spirit of Robin Williams, or The Ultimate Robin Williams Tribute Experience, because it's a tribute show. And the film is, the center of the film is this act that I do. It's how it happened. It's a true story about how Robin, there's a little darkness around this, and when he passed, it hit me in such a way that I experienced what he must be experiencing. Is what is it like to be this comic genius and not be able to express that anymore? Because he was the funniest person ever, and to me. And then towards the end of his life, he was slowing down and he couldn't really express And he was sad a lot. He was sad. And so my empathy towards him was just that I'm not funny anymore. And I said, well, maybe we can get back on stage and make people laugh again. And so, I'm sorry, what was the question again? Squirrel! No, sorry. Take two. Can we start over? None of this is working. I can't find my character. Oh. What was your question?
The question was, how did your Robin Williams stage performance evolve into a film?
The movie?
Yeah.
Well, that's what the story is. The story is basically what happened to me when he passed. And it's the story of this guy named Oliver, who's not an entertainer. He's never been on stage. Mm-hmm. He's an artist. He paints dogs, and he's sort of into the spirits of the dogs, and he feels them, and so he's kind of a channeler anyway. So when Robin passes, he thinks he's also got a sort of a history of mental je ne sais quoi, pardon my French. Mm-hmm. We're not really sure what's wrong with him, but he thinks he's had a history and he's off his medication. So there's a question of, it's like one of these guys that goes around and say, well, I'm Jesus Christ, I'm sorry for you, you're not. And that kind of guy, but he's really feeling Robin, and Robin's sort of like haunting his dreams, and he's in his dreams, and Mrs. Doubtfire shows up in his dreams, and it's all this stuff, and he goes, what the heck is going on with me? Why am I? And then the voice starts to manifest, and his body starts to do all these strange things. And Robin's really kind of taking over. And he has this relationship with Robin, you know. And after a while doing the show, I'm like, do you know how difficult this show is? How exhausting it is? And Robin's like, you know how difficult it is to come back to life in your schleppy body? Come on now. And so we have a relationship, but we don't know if my character is crazy or if it's really Robin. And I think the fun of it is the audience, we're not really saying. The audience can figure it out for themselves. They go out for coffee afterwards and go, what do you think? You know, was it real?
Yeah.
And did these things exist? And another component with this, boy, we're going to kill this hour fast. Another component with this, sorry. We're talking to the hand. I don't know why. Shh. It's okay. Don't tell him now. What about me? Shh. No puppet show today, boys and girls. Robin experiences things through me, and I can feel it sometimes. Even when we're sitting here talking, I can feel Robin going, yeah, give him the good stuff. Yeah, shh, not too much. And I can feel him experiencing life. And that's part of the movie, too. It's like, if you were really harboring a spirit, what would they experience? A hug, or when people are laughing? I experience that. I feel him experiencing the laughter. That's how I can, when I go on stage, it's kind of magical, and we captured that in the movie. We did a concert, and we shot it with 3 cameras. And in the movie, you can feel Robin seeping through into the audience, and people were crying and laughing and having an experience, and that's what you hope for. So it's not just a show; it's a séance.
The physical aspect of it, is that the most difficult, or does that come easy to you?
Okay, so I look at it kind of like safe cracking or tuning in a radio. It comes in waves. Sometimes I really feel, sometimes when I'm more still, I can really feel it better. Mm-hmm. But if I'm trying too hard to make all this stuff happen, it can't.
Yeah.
But if I just trust and and that's a big element of the movie. Robin says, you have to get out of the way. Just let me do my thing, okay? So I recognize that that's an instruction for me, to just get out of the way and let Robin create a channel for him to be able to function. You know.
Yeah, we have a clip of your film, but before we show it, I was just extremely impressed by your body movements.
Thank you.
You become Robin Williams in a split second.
Well, it's weird for me because I don't know when that's going to happen. I just throw it out there and hope for the best. And you know, when you're making a film, you cut around the stuff that doesn't look or feel like Robin, and you just find the stuff that does. So it's an interesting process.
Yeah.
And it is exhausting. You'd be Robin Williams for 5 minutes, my friend. It's a
there.
lot of work. Let me tell you. Baby. Oh, yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. It's like the genie is uncorked, and you're responsible for just trying to rein it in before somebody, boop, says something too much. Anyway.
There's one move in the clip that you'll see. It's the way he kind of like moves forward and back really fast and flops his arms around. That is so impressive to me.
Thank you.
I mean,
you mean when I'm
nailed it. I think if we put a clip of you next to Robin Williams, I think it would be exact.
There's a thing that happens when I just leave myself alone, and Robin can do whatever it is that he wants to do with my schleppy 57-year-old body.
Yeah.
And that's what he says. Oh yeah, you need to lose some weight. You put the manatee in humanity. So.
I would imagine it's something that at this point in your life it just comes natural, and the less you think about it, the better it is.
Yes, and there's when I'm experimenting, you'll see one clip when I'm doing this thing in the mirror and going back and forth between my character and Robin's. And the hardest part is delineating the two. Mm-hmm. When you see me as Oliver and then you see me as Robin talking, having conversation back and forth, and we're going to play with it. We're going to. It's like the shark in Jaws. We're not going to show so much of Robin at the beginning.
Right.
You'll hear a voice, or you'll see the back of my head, and maybe see a gesture like this or a shadow. You won't see so much. So that's where I want to kind of backtrack and reshoot some things that, where I was like, yes I do, no I don't, yes I do. And you can't do that for the whole film. Yeah. You have to have some creative thing. So I've started to think about how we can make him the shark in Jaws, not show quite so much at the beginning, and then by the end you see this full concert.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the approach. So in this clip, you'll see that in progress.
Mm-hmm. That was actually exactly how I felt when I watched it. I thought, oh, Roger, he looks similar to Robin Williams,
Right.
and I was like, yeah, that's a good resemblance. And then suddenly, when you really turned it on, I was like, whoa!
Yeah, how long can you sustain that for? And what is the story?
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you what happens in the film. Basically, is Robin comes as a pure spirit. He's just sort of, if he exists at all, maybe he just exists in my mind. But he's just dropped back onto Earth, and he's like, what do? I have to perform now. Excuse me. And he goes, and that's why he's knocking on doors and trick-or-treating for a connection. And he meets this Oliver who's a sociophobe. He doesn't go out. He's a painter. Mm-hmm. He just doesn't socialize. So the difficulty of this guy, Oliver, getting on stage in front of people mm-hmm. is really the obstacle in the movie. It's like, oh, you can do it. No, I can't. Yes, you can. And it becomes a real conflict to get Oliver to get out there and do it. And then when he does and the lid comes off, he can't stop.
Yeah.
And then he can't get back to himself. So Robin essentially does take over for a period of the movie, but Robin doesn't even know what he's doing there. If you're a lost soul and you just drop back down to Earth, all you want to do is to fart jokes. Yeah. But my character tells him, Oliver says, look, man, you didn't just come back down to Earth to do fart jokes. What did you come here to do if you exist and I'm not crazy?
Right.
What are you here for? Robin's like, I don't know. I really don't know. I just showed up. Isn't there something? And so I get him to go to my therapist, and she gets him to go to a grief support group. And in that situation, he comes in and all jokey and like, oh, I was invited to a pity party. Oh, okay, this must be the place. Sorry for your loss. Hey, how you doing? And eventually somebody says, you're just a guy dressed up like Robin Williams. What's the story with you, man? And I say, I don't know. And they get me to see what's going on. They get Robin to realize that he's the center of this tragedy. And what is he doing there actually? And so the redemption comes in that concert when he gets to address that. And basically there's this lyrical moment where he says, I'll always be here. And when you think of me, be happy because we had some good times. And I'll always be here.
That's a brilliant premise.
Thank you. Well,
it's amazing.
It occurred to me because Robin said, we need to do this.
Yeah.
And I realized that maybe there is something to the afterlife. Maybe a spirit that's so powerful doesn't dissipate into the ethos. He stays intact mm-hmm. and moves from shell to shell like a hermit crab. Who knows?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
And Robin Williams would have to appear to someone who would be open to that idea.
Hello. Robin actually saw me perform him on TV about 10, 12 years ago. I was on a reality show called The Next Best Thing, and my job was to be Robin Williams for 90 seconds, and he saw it, and he liked it.
Oh, wow.
So trick or treat, you're the one.
You
get to play this. But, it's a blessing, but it's difficult. And I'm going to do it with care, make sure I don't just rush it out like so much of movies are just rushed out there to put on Netflix and get it up there. I have a lot to say with this.
Yeah, it's incredible. I think
the world's longest introduction to a clip.
That's right, and I think we can probably show that now, and they'll see what we're talking about.
Oh, they don't need to see it now. I am a clip. That's me with my action. This is Oliver.
Sir.
And his girlfriend Emily.
Come on.
No, forget it. I can't. When the world lost a beloved comedian, it was hit hard. Oliver was hit very differently. Good morning! Hey!
Oh, that's pretty, dear.
Oliver thought that perhaps he was losing his mind.
That's okay.
What the?
Ask him what he wants.
I can work here. We can rehearse here. We can get crazy. Yes, come on.
Coming soon.
What's up, my brother from a broken rubber? How you doing? Okay.
That's not funny.
Did I ever tell you about Tanya Harding? Yes, didn't she put the limp in the Olympics?
It's like flying. Some people say it's miraculous.
So incredible.
Thank
like
you.
you're just
Singing in the rain.
Wow.
Thank you.
Some people claim they could actually feel Robin's presence in the
We
room.
must join hands and then close our eyes. Oh, wow.
Other people say it's a hoax.
I'm not Robin Williams, okay?
Oh my God.
Is it possible? Or is Oliver crazy?
That's enough. I need to talk to Oliver.
I love you!
I feel like Robin is having experiences through me.
I'll always be here.
Coming soon.
Oh, that was a good one, dear.
So I just saw Hop Top Films is actually originated here in Stoughton through a conversation with my old childhood friend Terry Schneider, and we were talking about the old days, and he said, you know, my son makes movies. And I said, well, I happen to be looking for somebody to shoot my trailer, which you guys just saw.
Yeah.
So that's Terry Schneider's son, Evan Schneider, who is the president of Hop Top Films, and he's a great cinematographer, and it's been a great experience to build this film with him.
That's
and
incredible.
his crew. They're really good. They're very skilled people. It's been a nice experience.
My mom told me that once. She said, if you want something to happen, tell as many people as possible. So that one conversation led to this connection. That's
It
unbelievable.
kind of did. And Terry is the one that's in charge of the Chamber of Commerce show.
Yeah.
You know, he asked me to do the Robin thing, so. Yeah.
That's amazing. So how are you financing the film? How did that all come about?
Do you have any money? That's exactly how.
I'm just asking around who's interested.
Yeah. Well, we have a GoFundMe site. No, run the GoFundMe site! Just kidding. It's okay.
There it is.
It's at the bottom.
Yep.
It's GoFundMe. You can GoFundMe or you can GoFund yourself.
And that is www.gofundme.com/being-Robin.
Oliver thinks he may be in touch with the comic genius or just completely out of touch. Either way, it's showtime.
Great tagline.
That's me doing Robin.
Fantastic.
So there's a GoFundMe, and then I put that up about a year ago.
Yeah.
And we raised enough money to shoot about half the movie. And so we're still doing it, and there's some people that showed up, like the Regent Theater in Arlington.
Oh, okay,
They donated a bunch of money, actually invested, and they also donated the theater.
Yeah.
So we shot this concert scene.
Nice.
And so people have donated or invested, and we still need to raise whatever it will take to finish. And there's you know, we raised $40,000 to do half a film, so I figured double that, and then
Oh, sure.
and then the $6 million we need to just market it.
The premise is amazing. It's already on
Thank
its
you.
way, it seems. The trailer is impressive. So.
Thank you. They took the trailer. There's a company that took the trailer to Cannes Film Festival. If you don't mind, please. And people responded to it. There's a global interest in this film.
Yeah.
So I simply have to finish it and make it as good as it can be. And I see it as an art project, so we don't rush. But I do want to get it back to Cannes. They showed the poster, which you saw, and the trailer, which you saw, and people are like, what is this? Do you have a film about Robin Williams?
Yeah.
And it's a love song to Robin Williams. It's really, I think people will find it very, feels really good.
Yeah.
You know, it's satisfying. It's like Field of Dreams in a sense, but we're not saying it's a ghost.
Yeah.
But it feels that strong.
You were talking about how his passing affected you, and I think a lot of people feel the same way. That was devastating, and it was unexpected, and I'm going for the Barbara Walters. It was just, it was a big surprise.
Oh, big surprise! It was a huge surprise. I reacted 2 weeks later.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
People were asking me,
You
"Are
were
you
in
going to do a
shock.
tribute?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not in show business anymore." And I made a face in the mirror, and it was Robin. And
Yeah.
Suddenly I freaked out and said, "Oh my God, he's right here."
And the timing feels perfect.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And I think, again, that was, when you think about the biggest losses we've had, I don't like to think of Robin as a loss. Robin is a treasure.
Right.
But John Kennedy, John Lennon, Martin Luther King, Gandhi, I mean, these are giant, I don't want to say Christmas, but I'm just saying Robin was big, and people were devastated.
Oh, yeah.
And I also want to add, not to harp on this whole loss thing, but his state of mind at the time was not well. And, you know, just to give people an idea, he was really tormented. And I think suicide's never a good thing, but I don't think he even knew what he was doing, and I don't think he had any choices. That was what I understood from the empathy of the situation.
Yeah. I would imagine that you must experience this in comedy clubs, that comedians are putting on a brave face and making people laugh, but they're not actually personally happy.
I think
is that
it's
a
just
common thing? Or?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of addiction and alcoholism in stand-up comedy, and I think that's part of the life, part of the need to do comedy. It's like therapy, for one thing. If you're really doing it, and you're not just doing the same rote every night, but you're having an experience.
Yeah.
And you're giving people an experience, then it can be a drug in itself. But we are on the road, we gamble, we smoke, we drink and do drugs. And I've been sober for 16 and a half years because I couldn't do it that way anymore.
Yeah.
So I just get high from the show and whatever there is to eat afterwards. But comedians can be just like anybody else. There's a cathartic need to express. And it can be very healthy, but I also know there's some comedians that are very self-destructive. We're just people, looking for a way to express what's going on in some kind of, creative, fun way.
Yeah, I think the average person just doesn't think of that aspect of it.
We're average people too.
Of course, yeah.
I'm above.
With the talent.
I'm just average. I'm a regular guy that works hard and tries to find what it is I'm trying to say. And I think part of this component of this movie being Robin is like, what would Robin say about everything that's going on today? About what our current political state, which I know we're not going to talk about, but also the climate crisis. I mean, I think Robin would have something to say. So I'm looking to incorporate some of that and actually have something meaningful to bring to the global stage and saying, there's a message. What would Robin say? What would he want us to hear from him? Besides, nano, nano.
That is a very interesting thought.
That was
For sure.
This is not my idea. I think it's his.
So what do you think he would have to say?
Well, not really that. You don't see it, Martin. I think he would. Well, one message that I do give in the movie is we have to defeat this cloud of hatred with a cloud of love. So put it out there, and say it and mean it and do it. There's a way of combating darkness with light and laughter, and the way the show works is we do a little naughty, a little bit sexual, a little bit, just pee-pee caca type of humor, and people laugh, and they, somebody gets up to go to the bathroom, and it's like, we can say something about that, and is it urgent? Are they going? Are they running? Oh, he's running. It's got to be a number 3, and people laugh, and we all have that in common. So they start, their hearts get, the wall comes down, and then I can reach in and give them a message of love and hope, and something like that.
Yeah, that's quite a gift.
And that's in the movie.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But
so you do Robin. We've seen De Niro, Pacino, Peter Falk.
Oh my God, yeah.
Who else you got?
Well, no, it's good. I don't know. It's like I don't even know where to begin, right? I mean, I do a lot of the old school people because I'm from the 70s.
Yeah.
You know?
Me too.
I do a thing with Joe Pesci and Robert De Niro doing Who's on First by Abbott and Costello, which is a little different from...
That's funny.
Yeah, that's in the show that you guys will see in the Chamber of Commerce. I do Marlon Brando, Godfather the Musical, which is it's a very interesting little piece. Yeah, right. I don't want to do and give it away on Access Television. You're just feeding me vodka all day. I'm growing a little bit of a little buzz. It's not vodka, it's just water. We're dying, man. Oh yeah, you Tommy Chong too, man. A lot of different ones. I'm working on some new ones like Steve Carell, which you got to update.
Yeah.
And so I watch The Office a lot, and Sean Penn, Richard Dreyfuss from Jaws. I do a lot of that sort of thing. Oh boy, you kind of have me on the spot here. I do a bit called Overactors Anonymous, where the audience can shout out suggestions.
Oh, nice.
We end up with Stallone and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's a great overactor.
So how do you start a new impression? Is it just something hits you?
Well, yeah. I mean, you just take any movie that inspires you. Like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest inspired me when I was a kid, and I suddenly felt the rebel come up in me. I identified with the Jack Nicholson character, and I'm not like the others, and it just sort of, it's an organic process, and you put it in the body, like Dustin Hoffman slumps his shoulders, he has this sort of affect, and he shuffles his feet, and so I start to find something physical about him, in addition to how he may be feeling. He's the ultimate victim. Shame on you. Shame on everybody. Dustin Hoffman. So there's that actory thing that I do, and then I really look at them and the way they behave and what they must be feeling. And then there's sometimes a little trick, like with De Niro. I imagine there's, like a mole or some, right here, and I can smile into it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's nice.
So
and that's a lot of people do De Niro. I was the first one to do Christopher Walken, though.
Okay.
I don't usually talk about that, but I broke it out on MTV, on the Evening at the Improv. I did a bit called My Six Dads. I was the first one to do Walken, and then Jay Moore came around and said, "How do you do Christopher Walken?" I said, "You have to act like you're having a nervous breakdown. That's it. That's what. Wow! Oh, it just blew out the sound guy. It's crazy." Yes, he's like, yes. No, but I'm not feeling I'm doing it very well here.
No, that was great.
No, if you take it down a little bit, it's all right. No big deals. But that's it. And then I broke it out on MTV.
Wow.
But the first line was, your mother was a little tramp. You mean like a loose woman? No, she was funny. She had a mustache, like Charlie Chaplin. And that's how it started. Yeah, something like that. But I saw him in close range, and I kind of adopted the way he was so on edge he could kill. He was so really not healthy, dangerous.
Yeah.
But I'm just not really. When I'm in the zone, you can really feel it. And I'm just sort of putting it on right now.
It's interesting because it almost looks like everything enters you at once. Your body moves. Your face changes. You have the voice.
You try to feel how they feel and try to find the physical thing that it occurs. Mm-hmm. But you can't push it. Otherwise, you're doing an impression. You're not channeling.
Right.
And then there's Al Pacino. I saw every movie he ever did. And I can't do it right now. It's just, he has this thing. He has this pathos. It's an incredible thing. Yeah. And they all have something different.
So when you approach a new impression, what comes to you first? Is it the physical movement?
Voice, you try to put it in the body and find out what makes them tick. And I used to do Robert Shaw quite a bit from Jaws, and he's a very elegant man, but he's a killer. So there's that, he could totally. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna kill. He was just so. And then I found out he was drunk half the time, so there was that as well.
That explains a lot.
He's a great actor and a great writer.
Yeah.
So. And Anthony Hopkins is another one. I really enjoy doing him. Now, since I'm feeling him right now, I thought I'd give it a try. There it is.
Yeah.
That's hard.
That's
What do you have a
amazing.
question?
So being Robin is, I would imagine, is taking up a lot of your focus and energy.
It has for the last couple of years.
Yeah. Do you have the time to work on new projects, or is this your main focus right now?
Whoa, that's a really good question. Well, I'm still painting. So,
Oh, nice.
but yeah, I mean, I got a big commission for the holidays that involves 4 portraits. So I decided to let being Robin sit for a minute, let it marinate, because we shot half the film, and I need to raise more money, and I need to get my creative juices flowing again, because I was pretty burnt out after the first year of producing, directing, starring, editing, and trying to keep it going, and fundraising, which takes so much energy, that I felt like I'm not giving the performance that I need to do, the best shot that I could. So until the holidays blow over, I'm going to just paint. And then I'm going to do a few shows, like on the 9th.
Yeah.
And I've got like the Memphis Performing Arts Center to do, and some other venues early next year. And we'll get back into the swing of building the movie again. And I'm going to go to LA and shop it around a little bit and see if there's any studio interest. I have to take it and really pitch it.
Yeah.
So I say, I have this movie. It's a love song to Robin Williams about a guy who thinks he might be channeling or possessed by Robin, or he's crazy, you know?
Yeah.
And then I have to demonstrate this is what happens. You know, it's like, yeah.
I have a
it's
good feeling
performance.
about it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I do too. I have to keep it. Thank you.
Yeah, especially in this day and age where Netflix is involved and you could have it appear on Netflix, or they have films simultaneously in the movie theaters.
Yeah, they do that. And you have to be so careful too, because, you know, with a movie like this that has a potential, a worldwide potential, I could sell it down the river for $20,000,
Yeah.
and they turn around and make
Don't do
millions. So I'm pretty much keeping a entrepreneurial eye on this and saying, what do I do to keep it? To just self-distribute, to say, stream it myself, and not hand it over to Netflix to stream. And you know, you keep it in the family. You know, keep it in the family.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. Once you hear about it, I'm completely intrigued.
Thank you.
And of course, talking to you now, I'm super intrigued. Like it looks like it could be incredible.
Well, if you do it right, and I think that's what it's about, Michael, because you know it could be, but you could have this big buildup, and then people go, it's not as good as I expected it to be.
Yeah.
So I won't accept that, because I'm totally obsessed with the idea of making this film absolutely everything that it wants to be. It's telling me, don't speed this, don't race it,
Yeah.
don't push it, just let it sit for a minute. And you know, I had the scene with the psychiatrist that we're shooting on the 19th. And originally the psychiatrist was very like, okay, this is what happens when you go off your medication. And you know, Robin says, well, if I take my medication, do I just like snort it and I get it like a rush of reality, like a rush of sanity, or what happens? I don't know. And the doctor says, I can't treat you if you're gonna stick to this idea and you're not taking your medication. So the doctor basically throws me out. And he thinks it's just medication. But in the new version of the scene, I think the doctor's very intrigued. And even something like, I come back in as Robin, I say, I'm Robin Williams. And the doctor goes, it's nice to have you back. And he kind of buys in.
Yeah.
Because that happened to me in Reno, and it blew my mind.
Yeah.
I said that because I was feeling Robin. And somebody just totally accepted it. They didn't say, get out of here.
Yeah.
You're crazy. You know, no, it was just, it's nice to have you back.
Yeah.
Maybe they were feeling it. Cindy Williams from Laverne and Shirley saw me do this, and she felt that.
Yeah.
I feel Robin
I can
thing.
see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think people are, you know, they need that healing that they never got. We were shocked by the loss of Robin Williams, and you kind of put it in a box and don't think about it for a while. And I think people are ready to think about it and talk about it, and your film provides that opportunity.
Well, just one more thing. This it's more healing than that. I've written a scene, but I don't know if we're going to perform it, where his kids come in after the show. Towards the end of the movie, his 3 kids come in, and we have actors playing them. And I need the family's consent. I'm not going to make this more awkward than it is.
Right?
Just by pausing and letting you clean up.
First time with the new
I'm
mouth.
so sorry. It's a self-insulting post. Hey, look at this. Oh, God, I fell for it again.
He's trying to be so smooth with that water.
I'm sorry I stopped.
Trying to show the Community Forum logo.
I could have just let him dribble on himself, but
Why in the world would you do that?
And just keep like talking. Like there was a social situation where a total stranger passed gas loudly, and I just talked over it to help him out. I'm like, I'm so codependent. Like I was with a group of people, and I just started talking really loud so to protect the man that I don't even know. And what do I care? Let him fart. That's how I am. But with you, I was just like, let's just watch this for a minute.
I had a moment of like, no one saw that.
And we're both in theater. We know everybody was looking.
Nobody saw that.
This is where the interview takes off when it gets real human.
Yeah.
Ah! Anyway,
at that moment, I think maybe we should show the announcements, Roy. So we can.
I was in the middle of my story.
It can wait.
Overruled.
We'll get to that story
All right.
later.
Hi, this is Roy Cohen. The crew would like to thank Maxie's Delicatessen, located at 117 Sharon Street in Stoughton. You can reach them by calling 781-341-1662. The American Cancer Society is looking for volunteers to drive cancer patients to and from treatments. You can volunteer by calling 1-800-ACS-6662 or online at www.cancer.org. Ilse Mark's Food Pantry and St. Anthony's Free Market is located at 2 Park Avenue in Stoughton. For more information, call Christine Gallagher at 781-341-0611 or 781-341-0549. To get involved with Meals on Wheels, call Jessica at 781-344-8882, extension 2. The Stoughton Penny Saver. Our business is advertising your business in Stoughton. To advertise, call 781-344-4833. Community Forum showtimes here in Stoughton. You can see it on Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays at 6 p.m., Monday at 8 p.m., Tuesday at 5 p.m., either on Comcast Channel 9 or Verizon Channel 28. If you have any comments or suggestions, contact us at communityforum1@yahoo.com. Samaritans, 41 West Street, 4th floor in Boston, Massachusetts, 02111, or call them at 617-536-2460. The 24-hour helplines, 877-870-HOPE or 877-870-4673. Samaritans, 800-252-TEEN or 800-252-8336, or online www.samaritanshope.org. For you bingo players, I want to tell you about the Monday night bingo being held at the Ahava Torah Congregation, 1179 Central Street in Stoughton. The doors open at 4:30 p.m. The games start at 6:30 p.m. You come on down and win some money. They have 2 big prizes. One is $1,199 and the other one is up to $3,000. So come on down.
Roger, that was such a nice story. I wish we captured it on the air for our viewers, but it was good. Okay, I'm sorry. We should maybe pull up your slide with your information on it while we compose ourselves. Okay, so you have an event coming up at the Stoughton Chamber of Commerce, and that is on December 9th at 6:30 p.m.
I can read it for you if you like.
Yeah, sure. Tell us about it.
It starts off with me doing a bunch of different impressions. Are you okay? That was really rough. I didn't mean to do that.
I'll be all right.
Do that to you. We're going to have the crisis team in here in a minute.
Good. Thank
So I'll do all these other impressions, and then there'll be an intermission, and Robin will come on after that and close it out. And it's going to be a heck of a party. I heard a lot of people are showing up already, so get your tickets now, guys. Tickets are running. They're going fast. It's going to be a great night. And there's a couple other people on there. Michael Crawford, MC extraordinaire. Is that you?
No.
Oh.
That's the Phantom of the Opera.
No. No. I do that in my show, too. I'm not going to do it now, though.
Excellent.
Can we have a little silence?
Thank you, Roy.
Do you want to pull? Are you okay?
I'm fine. But I feel terrible. I cut off your story.
Well, that's
About-
okay. What happens in the movie? I don't know if we're gonna shoot the scene where it's after the show, and I'm not in the Robin character anymore. And I'm just totally drenched in sweat and exhausted. And there was a standing ovation. And into my dressing room come Robin's 3 grown children, and I see them, and I know exactly who they are. And I just look at them, and I say, I don't know what to say. And I lose it. I'm going to lose it now because it's a big moment for me. And I've done every show as if they were in the audience.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Imagining that they're there. And the youngest, Cody, his name's Cody, says, so you said in an interview that our dad experiences things through you, is that right? And I say, yeah, it is, when it's strong. And this is very strong. And so you know Robin's there somewhere. I'm not doing Robin at that moment. So they say, well, I said I do every show as if, imagine you guys are there. And then Zelda says, it's really good. And I say, thank you. And you know that there's this sort of thing that's going on that nobody's really saying, that Robin is present there. And there's no like group hug, it's none of that. Mm-hmm. It's just this sort of thing that gets passed between them. And it's lovely, but I don't know that I'm going to actually put it in the movie because it may be too much. But it really affected me. And the meaning of having his kids show up to one of my shows is it's pretty intense.
That's unbelievable.
It's quite a thing, yeah.
I have a friend, her parents were from Syria, and I used to imitate her dad on the phone. He was kind of like, Jennifer, Mike is on the phone. So I used to, every time I called her, I would say, Jennifer, it's Mike. And so I did this our entire childhoods, and her dad passed away, and I swore I would never, ever do it again, So she called me one day and she said, can you do me a favor? I said, sure. She said, can you do my dad's voice?
Oh, wow.
I was like, oh, that's so nice. So I would imagine that would be similar.
Well, I don't do Robin in that scene at all. I don't say, oh, my kids are here, thank you. Can we shut the door now? Let's just have I know I owe you money. There's no Robin in the scene. It's just you get the sense that he's around, the spirit. And that's makes it a little bit of a lovely ghost story, that even I'm not doing Robin, but when they say that he experiences things through you, I say yes, when it's strong, and this is very strong. In other words, I can feel him feeling you.
Yeah.
That's really strong. If you people, it's really like, oh my God, and this is true. The first time I acted this out, just in my apartment, I fell apart. I couldn't finish it because it's that much. It has this meaning to it. So the movie is very, very funny, but it's also got that emotional bottom to it.
Yeah, and it needs that,
Yeah, without it, you get nothing.
Yeah.
It's not going to be, like 40-Year-Old Virgin, which is a very nice film, which is hysterical, or Borat, which is just hysterical. But it doesn't have the emotional bottom. Not really. You get the sense that he's kind of alone and kind of a misfit, but he's so full of it, Yeah. In this one, we have to take the heart of it and make the funny around it. Mm-hmm. And the dilemma of my character, who's completely uncomfortable being this channel.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
Yeah. So besides Robin Williams, who are some other people that have inspired you over the years?
Well, Barack Obama, Thomas Edison for his inventiveness, Van Gogh, Monet, was a big hero of mine. For the way he paints. And boy, I went into the Museum of Fine Arts and I saw a whole wall of Monet's and my knees buckled and I just cried because God is talking through his work. Somehow it goes right through his fingers into the paint. And it was like, oh my God. And so I'm an artist and I really appreciate. And, there's something I try to do with my artwork, which is try to create some living things. And it's a tremendous effort to try to bring a painting to life. Mm-hmm. And when people see it, it's interactive, like a dog that wants something from you or wants to give you something. If you look into the dog's eyes, you can see there's some connection. So I think that's important in the artwork. So for that reason, there's certain artists that I really love. I don't know, I really, really admire morality. It's more important for me to be a good person than people say, you're so talented. Oh my God, you're so talented. I'm like, I know. It's okay. I work hard. I'm more of a hard worker than a talented person. And I care deeply about giving people a good experience. Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's unbelievable. So how long have you been painting? What came first, the comedy?
Well, there was this whole crash and burn thing in Hollywood. I don't want to talk about it, the whole Carol Burnett thing and all. I had my own sitcom. It was horrible. And I was just like, this. Well, I was not ready. I didn't have any skin for it, and so I was just never going to act again. So I started painting about 12 years ago. I went through a whole rehab, crash and burn into rehab, into sobriety, and I started painting. I got out of show business. And the painting got really good to me. And then that's what I've been doing for a living. And then Robin died, and now I'm back doing. I love performing, and Richard Pryor, even Cheech and Chong, George Carlin, Jonathan Winters. I mean, these are also my heroes as well. Yeah. Robert De Niro as an actor. Marlon Brando's the greatest actor ever. Harvey Keitel, Robert Duvall. Not Pee Wee Herman. It's just a little higher. I don't know. Who are some of your heroes?
Oh goodness, certain people really caught my attention when I was younger. Like, I thought Faye Dunaway was an incredible actor. I loved watching anything that she was in. That was fun. I loved Pee Wee Herman, which led to an obsession with anything Tim Burton.
Oh yeah. What's your favorite Tim Burton movie?
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Me too.
Yeah.
What's this? Oh, look.
I love it. I think I identify with the Jack's curiosity about everything.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Tim Burton, yeah, okay.
So many people. I've always loved music, so.
Yeah. Godspell was my favorite musical, by the way, and we were talking about that earlier. Mm-hmm. That's what got me into show business.
Oh, wow.
We're talking about you.
Were you ever in Godspell?
We did sort of a fifth grade Godspell Junior thing, where we kind of sang and kind of listened to their album at the same time.
Yeah.
I
was a shy kid too, so I remember being in third grade and they were doing a production of Wizard of Oz and all these people in the school were in it, and I remember just watching the rehearsals through the window and wishing I was somehow a part of that. Right. But I just didn't have the courage. But I mentioned that I tried stand-up comedy.
Right.
And I took a class and I didn't take it to be a stand-up comic. I took it because they advertised it as a way to improve public speaking. And I thought, who couldn't improve on that, So I went and, I came up with this routine and the teacher said, well, now you have to perform it.
Hana.
I was like, what? So I thought, all right, fine, I'll do it, But the big surprise and what I wasn't expecting was when I walked out onto the stage, and you can explain more if this is something that happens often, but the crowd wants you to succeed because if you make them laugh, they have a better time. So I was looking at this sea of supportive and welcoming faces who wanted us to do a good job and to make them laugh. So that was a big surprise that I wasn't expecting.
You're not Jewish, are you?
I thought they'd be like,
yeah, that's my audience.
See what this kid's got.
You are lucky to have that experience because every time I step on stage, I think they hate me until proven otherwise. Yeah. I'm totally neurotic walking out on stage. It's stage terror every time until I start breaking them down and building trust and getting them to laugh and tickling them. And then it can happen. But I always start out with, they hate me already. I haven't even stepped on stage yet. Mm-hmm. That's really negative. But that's been my construct. Yeah, I have to win them. Yeah. I've lost until I've won. So it's a giant battle for me, and I have 45 minutes to do it. Sometimes an hour and a half to get them.
I don't always love comedy. It has to be clever. Yeah. It can't be all fat jokes or something stereotypical. It just doesn't interest me. I need something clever.
What about like physical comedy, like Charlie Chaplin?
Yeah, I love that too.
Yeah, I get a big kick out of that. Yeah. I walked into a glass door the other day while I was on my phone, and dropped the phone and just looked bewildered. And I'd never seen my girlfriend laugh harder. And I'm funny, but that was really funny to her. And I had just finished saying, okay, nobody's working today, and I'm like on my phone working. I smacked into the door and dropped my phone, and she was just bent over purple. I mean, it was really...
My first reaction when something like that happens is, I'm in so much pain. Did anyone get that on film? Because that would be really funny.
Yeah. Oh my God, because we're all with our cameras now.
Yeah. Did anyone catch that?
Did you catch that? Did anybody see that? Oh, I know what you mean, yeah. We're so busy capturing moments that we're not living them. Be careful there.
Yeah,
you know?
That's so true. I try to be aware of that. I'm somewhat guilty of that myself.
And interestingly enough, when we're on the line a lot, and you notice people don't finish conversations. They just, they're like in the middle of, so how's your mom? Where did you go? Did you want to know about my mom? No, I got something else. Oh, look, somebody's got a new puppy.
That's actually true. I spring up in the middle of the night sometimes and I think I left that person hanging.
Yeah, there's a lot of hanging going on.
Yeah, it's true.
How do we end this without hanging?
All right, so let's talk about your show. Why should they come?
Was that one of the questions? Why should you bother?
It's right here.
I wrote these questions in a stupor in the middle of the night. Go, oh, I forgot to write that. Why should you even bother? It was negative at the time, but okay, so why should you bother?
I can tell you.
Please.
You're incredibly entertaining.
Oh, thank you. So are you.
I think seeing your show will get the word out that you have this incredible project that you're working on, being Robin, which needs to see the light of day because it sounds phenomenal. And it's just another step in the right direction.
It's a feel-good experience for Christmas, too. I think
Absolutely.
The show itself provides a good feeling. It's not cynical. It's not dark. It's pretty light. It's pretty funny. And you do get a chance to experience what it feels like to be in the room with Robin when the time is right. And there's those moments where it's like, what was that?
Yeah.
Did you feel that? Like I said, it's not just a show, it's a seance.
It is. I can attest, sitting here with you.
Well,
you can turn it on like a light switch.
It's weird, it's strange, but I'm just a regular guy, and I like to think of it that way too. I don't like to think of myself as gifted or anything strange like that. Going, I'll be right with you. It's just, hey, we're from Massachusetts. What are you gonna do? No,
I would say the biggest takeaway that I am getting from this interview is that your intentions are good. You're honoring someone that is beloved.
It's a love song. It really is. And I want it to be that way. There's an entity here and there that says, no, you have to make it dark. It has to be about his depression and his drug addiction. I said, it's not even about him. It's about what happens to this guy who's inspired by him. Mm-hmm. That's what it's about. It's about the effect that he has on people. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
So that's what really we're trying to say is the effect that it has on one man. And is it possible that can influence so many other people? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Can we bring up that informational screen again so we can... All right, that's the Stoughton Chamber of Commerce annual holiday party featuring Roger Kabler as Robin Williams, and as well as Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Christopher Walken. You've seen some of them today. I'm sure there's lots more, and this show is not to be missed. It will be at the Portuguese National Club in Stoughton on Monday, December 9th at 6:30 p.m. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. And I can tell you right now, this is not to be missed.
Congratulations, you can get your driver's license back. Doors open at 5:30.
Exactly. I'm practically legally blind. Look at my notes. They're like...
Those are good notes. Yeah,
it's a 92 font.
In big boy letters.
92.
Come round it, Charlie.
I put my glasses on top of my glasses.
Projects. I have no projects planned for the future other than to launch this sucker into the stratosphere, and it could take 2 or 3 more years.
I can't wait.
That's it.
Can't wait.
I read my own questions. We don't need Michael. I have my own questions. What other? Oh, we did that. Would you? If I was president.
Yes. Good question.
Now, if I was president, I would care for the senior citizens and the Mexicans and the old Mexicans, the senior citizens. This is what I would do. I absolutely would. Isn't that really bad? That's just a joke. No, I think, we have to get back on track as human beings and recognize this thing. And this is my platform. The planet is my platform. We have this thing that we all live on. It's a ship that travels through space. Only we're sinking our own ship by drilling little holes in it. And we need to start spackling the holes and loving each other a little more.
It's true.
All humans, all creatures, earthlings are worms too. Worms are earthlings. All the creatures, all of the things that live are creatures. I don't have to go into this now. But my platform is basically, come on! Wake up! Snap out of it. I mean, no, let's be human. Let's be, we have tremendous capability and moral character. It's all in there. We just have to crack that shell that's around our heart and open up to our fellow man and woman and earthworm. Oh my God, they put my name up over this? Actor, comedian, idiot. And this is my platform, okay? Yeah, I inhaled, but this is, this is what I'm saying. Come on, people. We're all capable of great goodness, and we're not doing it. We're getting, mine. No. What would you think? What would you run if you were president? I would stop yelling and screaming quite so much.
Yeah, that ruined a few presidencies, I think. Howard
Beale, Howard Squeal. What was his name?
I can't remember.
Not Howard Beale. It was Howard. Yeah, from Vermont.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was brilliant. That was Howard.
This is Howard, right?
Somebody Howard.
Google it.
Google this.
You know, it's funny being in cable access. It was simply.
It's too. Yeah.
The crowd was so loud. The mic was turned up too high. He was too close to it. That's it. Why do I feel like it's like back?
52 seconds left. You have a chance to say something. Something
what do we
profound.
Want to say? Or not. You've said it all, and you have my vote for president. I mean, that's.
Well, I'm not going to really run this year.
Oh, well, I'm writing you in. So.
Go for it on the Jewish comedian ticket. That one lady, Michelle, what's her name, who's so mushy and full of love. I loved her, but I know she's not going to make it. What would you run on?
I'm definitely more of a people person, so it would be absolutely helping people, and I care about the environment.
Yeah.
I know that's not always the most popular thing, but...
That is very, very important, though. Who cares about popular?
That's true.
There's no popular if we don't have a planet to live
on.
Okay,
so neither one of us are running for president, because clearly we will not win, but definitely see Roger's show, and thank you so much for coming on.
It was fun.
This was a blast.
Really
thank
fun.
You
thank
so
you.
much. Thanks for watching Community Forum.